One thing you will know about me is I keep my promises, even if not many people want me to keep them. And I said I'd complete the ZZ Top discography, so I am not gonna rank all of ZZ Top albums which came before Eliminator, before they got into MTV and all that jazz. As you will know if you watch my videos, this is by far my favourite period of ZZ Top. It's stripped down, it's blues based, it's heavy on the guitar, it is nitty gritty, it is glorious. Also stripping out of these 3 ZZ Top videos, this is obviously the one I'm most passionate about, so you can imagine I'm probably gonna go on quite a lot. Without further ado, at number 7, I'm putting the 7th album, El Loco, from 1981, being the album before Eliminator. This isn't the full-on synthy MTV hard rock you get on Eliminator, nor is it the stripped down blues rock couple years before. This is very much a transition album for ZZ Top, and neither one thing nor the other. That said, there are great tracks like the wacky and wonderful Heaven, Hell, Houston, the well-known single Pearl Necklace, which I believe may be a double entendre. I also really love the solo in this song. It goes somewhere else. It's a lot more experimental than the blues-based solo that stands out very well. And of course there's Tube Snake Boogie, another classic sounding Top song, which I suppose probably would have had a bit more attack on the previous albums. But also there's some rather forgettable moments. The absolutely dire ballad Layla and It's So Hard, which is marginally better but hardly, and they're so stupid writing sad ballad they don't even make use of what could be an obvious double tone. Come on, this is bloody ZZ Top. How disappointing. So yeah, not a terrible album, but not their best. At number 6, I'm going with Tejas or Tejas from 1976. This is very much the first big transition album after 4 albums of rough and dirty blues-based rock. They clearly fancied a change, and on this album you get influences of kind of AM radio friendly country, which I admit doesn't do that much for me, but being ZZ Top, they managed to inject just enough funkiness to give the songs a bit of extra oomph. Like the opening track, It's Only Love, a kind of mellow, easy to sing along to bit of country rock, but there's also some really mean, funky bits which show that ZZ Top were still out to have a good old jam. The best tracks, in my opinion, are firstly Arrested for Driving While Blind, a brilliant walking shuffle about being caught drink driving. Willie's guitar is just insane. I love the great licks he plays after every vocal line, and it's got 2 incredible solos. The second outro solo shows Billy trying something more interesting than his usual fierce blues rock attack. Halfway through the solo, a big lick comes, and the kind of rhythm of the song changes, and it becomes much more jazz-based and less typical blues rock shuffle, and the way he solos over this bit is incredible and rather different to what you're used to. And then there's El Diablo, probably the main reason I could not put this album at number 7. This track is insanely good. It's a kind of haunting ballad about this Mexican villain, which is quite simple, typical shuffle for ZZ Top, but there's guitar work in the song is just anything but what you expect from a blues rock band. The solo starts and you just out of nowhere get really jazzy, and the sounds he gets out of his guitar just insane. Also, every phrase from the solo is panned from 10 speakers, so if you listen to this in headphones, my god, it's so scary as fuck. This song is amazing. For this song alone, say this album is worth getting. Okay, at number 5, I'm going for the Top's 4th album, Fandango, from 1975. A lot of people really rate this album, and I admit it has great moments, but sorry, I found the opening 3 live tracks rather disappointing. Okay, the first track is exactly what I expected from ZZ Top live from this era. Thunderbird, a bit of hard rock and R&B. This is insanely good. Billy's guitar wonderful, and his vocals are just infectious. Then you have Jailhouse Rock, which is a bit, it's only a minute or so you can take it or leave it. But then it's like 9 minutes back to Love Medley, which really frustrates me. This may look like a medley of blues covers, which is exactly what I wanted on ZZ Top live album, but it sure doesn't sound like one. This is 9 minutes of Billy trying to rile the crowd up with some admittedly impressive vocals, but musically it's nothing really. It's just a few crazy heavy guitars over the fast drumming. I get it, this was intended as a track to rile the crowd up. It probably would have been brilliant if you were there, but there's just not really much tune, and I was really expecting some great blues playing, so this track really disappoints. But luckily the studio half is much more solid. You have the exquisite Blue Jean Blues, the hard working, I heard it on the X, Nasty Dogs and Funky Kings, and the irresistible grind of truth. There's 1 or 2 other tracks which don't quite cut the mustard so much, but overall the studio side is far superior. A good but flawed album. At number 4, I'm going with ZZ Top's first album from 1971. Yes, it's called ZZ Top's first album. It may lack the hooks and the catchiness of the later work, but it's a blistering debut with some great tracks, particularly Brown Sugar, a song of 2 parts, opens with a minute and a bit of this classic slow blues. Billy plays along on his guitar, then finishes with this 4-minute blistering harder nailed rock song with one of the most brilliant hard-hitting guitar solos. There's also Just Go Back for Babies, their kind of tribute to Peter Green era Fleetwood Mac, and they do a bloody good job of emulating that sound. And also it finishes with Back Don't Love affair, not the medley, and this is far better than the live version. The funkiness of the guitar riff seems to get lost in Fandango, but here it sounds wonderful, a great closing track. So definitely a promising debut. Okay, at number 3, I'm going with Dick Whale from 1979. Now, this album may have been their first attempt to become a bit more slick and commercial, but luckily not a goddamn drum machine in sight. It's got the funky groove of cheap sunglasses and the irresistible sleaze of I'm Bad Nationwide, and there's also more blues-worthy tracks like a perfect cover of Dust My Broom. I really love the guitar tone of this one and the hilarious take on slow blues. I'm a fool for your stockings. This album is a bit different to what came previously, but it's also great. Even the closing ballad, Esther Be the One, is brilliant, and none of the soppy shite you got on El Loco. And at number 2, I'm going with the second album, Rio Grande Mart from 1972. Now, I believe Andy Edwards said this album is underrated, and I agree. This is an insanely hard-working blues-based album with all the glorious hooks you associate with ZZ Top. I mean, if you want blues, you've got the exquisite It Sure Got Cold After the Rain fell, and the perfect slide guitar of Apologies to Perry, and then there's the stripped down Delta blues of Mushmouth shouting. The harp on that song is brilliant, and you've got the perfect slide guitar attack of Jessica Page. You've got the riff-driven heavy bullshit Whiskey and Mama. This is an absolutely brilliant, hard-working blues rock record, and it deserves more love. And at number 1, I'm going with 1973's Tres Hombres. Now, ages ago, I made my top 10 blues rock albums ever, and this came in at number 2, just before the legendary Be No album by the Blues Breakers, and I stand by that decision even today. It's got the irresistible boogie of La Grange. It's got Waiting for the Bars, a perfect feels 4/4 blues walker which segues effortlessly into the glorious 6/8 blues of Jesus just left Chicago. It's got beer drinkers and hellraisers, a 12-bar blues walker so hard-working that Motorhead had to go on covering it. Every track is so tight and just absolute blues rock perfection. This is a glorious album. The best album, in my opinion, the best era of ZZ Top, which I guess you can tell by the amount I've gone on in this video. Oh dear, we're already over 20 minutes. Anyway, that has been my ranking with an R of all of ZZ Top's pre-MTV albums. What do you think? Did you agree? Disagree? Did you learn something new? Why not tell me in the comments below, and please whack that like button, ring that bell, make sure you're subscribed, and thanks for watching. Cheerio.